over 200 years. No Jew was allowed to live anywhere in Bologna. Why is it called Via dell'Inferno? And if you didn't get what it means Hell's Street. This, according to the legend, was put here by the Inquisition. Hey guys, welcome back to Dramatically Expatic. I am in Bologna today once again, but I realized that there is one part of the city center that I've shown you multiple times in my videos, but I've never really taken you on a proper walk there. And I'm talking about the ex-Jewish ghetto, which is hands down the prettiest area of Bologna with its colorful streets and cute houses. It's the ultimate romantic destination that you should visit when you are in the city. And today I want to take you on a walk there, not only to show you this place better, but also to tell you some fascinating stories about it and to take you on a proper walking tour. So without further ado, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let's go! If you want to visit this area, the first sign you should be looking for is the Hamsa. You'll see many of the Hamsas on the buildings of the Jewish district, and there is more than just spiritual meaning to it. If you try to draw a line around the borders of this area, it will look like Hamsa from above. Since 2015, these signs have appeared all over the ex-ghetto to mark its historical significance and also bearing little maps on them. Although the first documented presence of the Jewish population in the city dates back to the 15th century, most scholars believe that they settled here way earlier. What's notable though is that in the 15th century, the University of Bologna had a very important center of the Jewish studies, and one of the first typographies in the city was stamping sacred Jewish texts. But the Jewish community here faced similar troubles as in other places across Europe. In the 16th century, they were first disallowed to live anywhere outside this designated area, thus creating an actual ghetto with 3 entries that were being closed at dawn and reopened again at sunrise. This, in fact, was one of the entrances. Here in this building, there used to be a synagogue before 1569, when after just a couple of years after the Jews were restricted to live in this area, they were exiled from the city for over 200 years, when no Jew was allowed to live anywhere in Bologna. They were allowed to come back only after the unification of Italy, when the country recognized them as Italian citizens. Here guys, come with me and I'll show you the scariest street of Bologna, at least by its name. And honestly, it's so cute in reality that it's hard to fathom why is it called Via dell'Inferno. And if you didn't get what it means Hell's Street. And I think this name may sound familiar to New York City natives among you guys, but while Hell's Kitchen in New York traces its name back to when the crime rates were really high in the area, here in Bologna the story is completely different. According to the legend, this street got its name due to the high presence of blacksmith workshops. They used apparently a lot of fire in their work, creating a pretty hot atmosphere, hence the name of the street. Or so the legend says, but who knows in reality? Another thing that is very characteristic of this area of Bologna is the presence of numerous cute cafes and restaurants. And seriously guys, if you ask me where to go for an evening out in Bologna, I would 100% recommend you this area. By the way, did you know that you could find little Venice here in Bologna? Here inside this church you can find the longest meridian in the world and also the most legendary one. And here you can find the first ever intercom. If you want to learn more about all these stories and know where to go for dinner or to have drinks in Bologna, if you missed it, guys, I've just released a very detailed and comprehensive guide around Bologna. It features all of the best stories, legends and myths of this city, as well as all of my personal favorite places to eat, drink, shop and enjoy Bologna. You can find the link in the description box, and by purchasing this guide, guys, you will get instant access for a lifetime. There you will find a ready-made itinerary that you can customize as you please to visit all of these places and also to learn the history of these places. And I actually written this guide thinking about how I usually show Bologna to my friends, and I wanted to show it to you in the same way by sharing the essence of the city, the soul of Bologna. And I hope that you will enjoy it, and I hope that you will find exactly what I was trying to transmit with this guide. So hurry up, grab your digital copy of the guide. It has all of the places pinned to the map so you won't get lost, you'll find them easily, and come to Bologna to enjoy it. Here, guys, is one of the oldest pastry shops in Bologna. And if you remember my other video where I reviewed some of the best pastry shops in Bologna, I've been here too. And you know, what really strikes me is how ancient this culture of shops and coffee shops here. This shop, of course, is not dating back to the 16th century when there was this Jewish ghetto, but still it's so ancient. And you know, it's a staple in the lives of locals here. Locals love it. You can totally check it out. Guys, if you want to feel the atmosphere of the medieval Bologna, you should absolutely come here, because I feel like I've been transported back in time in this small courtyard with another tower. If you've been here for a while, you probably know that there are more than just the two most famous towers of Bologna. There are numerous towers actually, and this one is very, very tall, very impressive, and it used to act as just another entry to the ghetto. In fact, this street even used to be called the Street of Ghetto way back when there was a ghetto. And guys, if you didn't know that there are more than just two famous towers of Bologna, if you didn't know that there are many of them, this is your sign to subscribe to my channel right now so you don't miss anything else. Here's a fun fact, guys. Even if you don't know where to look for the ex-Jewish ghetto in Bologna, you absolutely cannot miss it by the name of this street, which is Via dei Giudei, and I think even in Italian it's pretty self-explanatory, and most historians actually say that the Jewish families used to live here way, way, way before, and it's still here, and I think it's one of these very few streets that has actually conserved its original name. I feel like this palace never ceases to attract tourist attention because of its peculiar writings in Hebrew on its facade. Can you see these writings? I'm not an expert in Hebrew, I don't speak Hebrew, so correct me if I'm wrong, but when researching this video, I found out that this writing says something like, "O Lord, preserve me from the lying lips and deceptive tongues." And here on the other side, there is actually another writing in Latin, saying that something like, "They say you will be king if you act righteously." This palace belonged to Achille Bocchi, a philosopher in the late 15th and early 16th century, who established a literary academy inside his home, inside this palace. And if you can see these crosses, both here and on the other side of the writing, this, according to the legend, were put here by the Inquisition, because while these writings were put here supposedly to reflect the ideals of the Academy, the Inquisition back in the 16th century wasn't very happy about the Academy's activity. this, guys, is one of the most ancient houses that was left almost intact in Bologna. Can you just imagine? Look at these wooden beams. These are absolutely magnificent. And I actually, while walking here today, I found this really cool wall art depicting the panorama of Bologna. And you can see the towers, the famous two towers, but also some other towers picking up from there. And I think it's a perfect place to finish our walking tour today. I hope that I inspired you to come here and explore this area more consciously now, knowing the history of this place, because most tourists don't know anything about this area but still flock here because it's so charming, and you could see it today for yourselves. And once again, guys, I remind you that if you want to learn more about Bologna, you can purchase my guides through Bologna with the link in the description, where I have everything covered, including my best tips and places, and also amazing legends and stories of Bologna. And you can even book a one-on-one call with me to plan your perfect Italian trip, not only to Bologna, but almost everywhere. And I will also leave you the link in the description. Check it out. Book your call with me if you are planning a trip to Bologna or to Italy anytime soon. I'd be so happy to help you plan everything. And yes, once again, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment this video. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.